Welcome to our W distribution tutorial on how to perform a firmware update for your Mooer pedal. Save, store, and load custom presets and loops and general troubleshooting of known issues like the black screen issue. We provide timestamps below so you can quickly skip to the topic you're looking for. But we recommend you to watch the entire video before you actually perform any of the following actions to avoid issues. Please note that all firmware updates are carried out at your own risk. Improper installation can lead to malfunctions that are not covered under warranty. Read the instructions and disclaimers in the user manual thoroughly and proceed only if you're confident with the process. So let's get started. For the first firmware installation example, we start off with the Mooer GL100 loop and drum station pedal. The process is very similar for most Mooer pedals, but there are important nuances we're addressing in this video. Keep your pedal, the supplied USB and power cable ready. We'll need them in a moment. Start your internet browser of choice and type mooeraudio.com into the browser bar. You now reach the Mooer Audio website. From here, click Support, Downloads. Navigate to the pedal's download area. Select the matching file for your device and operating system, Windows or Mac, and click the download button. The Save File dialog opens and you are free to select where you want to save your file. For this example, we stick to the Downloads folder. Your browser now shows you the download status in the top right corner. Once completed, you can simply click the little folder icon to directly open the download location. Extract the downloaded exe or exe file, for example, to your desktop. Click the icon to run the installation manager. Select where you want to install to. The pre-selected folder is fine. Click the Install button to start the installation. Once completed, the newly created app icon will appear on your desktop. You can leave the Run Mooer Studio box checked. You can now click the Finish button in your installation manager. It will now open the Mooer Studio for your device automatically. If it doesn't, just click the newly created Mooer Studio icon on your desktop. Now it's time to connect your device, starting with the USB connection first. Now connect the power supply to your device. The pedal will now boot up. Wait for this process to finish. When it shows you you're saved or an empty loop slot, you can proceed. Now it's time to click the little switch next to Disconnect and connect your device with the Mooer Studio app. Once connected, the Mooer Studio app will show your saved loops if you previously stored some on your GL100. As a safety measure, we recommend to always back up your saved loops before you perform a software update. Attention! If your loops are marked with a yellow clock icon, it means that they are not properly saved to your device and cannot be backed up. You need to disconnect your device using the connection switch, unplug your device from your computer and follow the instructions from your manual on how to save loops to your GL100. When you did that, repeat the connection steps we showed you earlier, and if you did everything right, your loops should now be marked with a floppy disk icon and you can proceed with the backup process as follows. Select the loops you want to back up and hit the Export button. Pick or create a folder to which you want to save your presets to. For this example, we just created a new folder and named it Mooer GL100 Backup. Double-click your folder and hit the Select Folder button. Your loops will now be saved. If successful, it will hit you with a prompt which you can close to continue. Loading saved loops back to your device can be done in the same way if desired. The firmware update should not delete loops from pedals similar to the GL100. However, this is not the case for all Mooer devices. Learn more about this later in this video. Now let's continue with the firmware update process. With your device connected to the app and your loops backed up, click the Device Update button. Click the Update button to start the update. The app is now updating your device. It is important to note that even though you're currently on the latest update, a reinstallation of the current firmware can potentially solve issues you might be having with your unit. Wait for the update process to finish and do not disconnect the USB or power supply from the unit. This process can take a few minutes. When the process is done, your device will automatically restart. Again, do not disconnect the USB or power supply from the pedal. If the update process is finished, you will be shown this prompt, which you can close. Your firmware has now been successfully updated and you can disconnect your unit. Let's now look at the example of the Mooer GE1000 and similar units. The GE1000's firmware update process differs slightly from the GL100. Once again, head over to mooeraudio.com. Select the tab Support and click Downloads. Look for the GE1000 Downloads folder. Select the latest firmware version and click the Download button. Select your target folder and click on the Save button. Downloading the Mooer Studio for the GE1000 now starts automatically. Click the download folder icon and it will direct you to your previously selected download location. Follow the suggestions and rules from the README file. When done reading, execute the installation of your Mooer GE1000 Studio app. Select the language and click OK. Select an installation location and click the Next button. You're free to create a desktop shortcut. Check your choices and hit Install. When the installation process is done, you leave the auto launch box checked and after hitting Finish, it will automatically start the app. Start by connecting your device to your computer via USB and only then feed it with power. Wait for your device to be fully booted up. Head over to the Manager tab and click the switch icon to connect the app to your device. If you encounter the prompt, Device disconnected, completely shut down your device and disconnect it from your PC and power supply for 10 to 15 seconds. Repeat the connection process as explained before and click the connection switch again. The app will now connect you to your device. This process can take a moment. Once connected, we strongly advise you to always back up your custom presets right away. The firmware update from some Mooer pedals will delete all custom presets from your device and only leave factory presets intact. This is how you do it. Go to the backup area and click the green backup button. Now, the backup itself will take up to 10 minutes. Be patient and wait for the process to finish. Do not disconnect the USB or power. Once completed, the app stored a backup file for you, which you can later import back to your device. More on that in a moment. Now to the actual firmware update. Click Device Update followed by the green Update button. You will now be asked if you want to update. Confirm your selection. Once you made sure again that power is connected to the device, click Yes. Your device will now reboot and start the update process. During the update, the stomper LEDs will blink as an indicator that the process is ongoing. Wait for the update to finish and do not cut the USB or power connection. When your update is complete, the device will reboot once again. You can now proceed to restore your previously saved presets to your device. Head back to the backup section. Select the previously created backup file and click Restore. Wait for the process to complete and you can safely disconnect your device and start rocking out again. Now let's address the black screen issue. Some customers experience the pedal screen turning black when trying to connect to the app, as shown here. You can fix this by performing a manual reset. To do this, close the Mooer Studio app. Disconnect your device from your computer and power. Let it rest for 10 to 15 seconds, then reconnect the USB first and push in the select knob and hold it down while connecting power to your device. If the unit doesn't power up on its own, press the power button while you hold down the select knob. Hold this for 5 seconds and release. Now run the Mooer Studio app again. Click the Connect slider and the app will automatically reset your device and install uncorrupted firmware on it. Your device and the screen will now start properly again. For any further questions, refer to the official documentation at mooeraudio.com or reach out to your local distributor or dealer for support. Thanks for watching, and if this was helpful, leave a like and subscribe to the W Distribution YouTube channel.